Highly Strung Hannah by Robert Chantler. This week, Stand Clear.
Could you take something down, Hannah?
Well, I could, but tongues might wag.
Oh, very funny. Now, some
I say, you are randy this morning.
dictation.
Oh,
You have sex on your mind today, don't you, Hannah?
sorry. Yeah, I'm feeling horny and Tim can't have sex with me for 2 weeks minimum.
Oh, dear.
He had a minor operation yesterday and to be safe, the surgeon said to wait 2 weeks. Probably best as we were quite energetic when we...
Yes, well, thank you. Well, you want to be careful about being too energetic. Between you and me, the reason I'm about to dictate this instruction to the board is because one of our members had a heart attack last week.
Really?
Yes, and if you hadn't had the day off, you might well have been called upon as one of the first aiders.
It happened here?
Yes, in the executive lounge. Oh, nasty business. The person in question, and you promise you won't repeat this, was having it off with his mistress when his ticker gave up. I can't say who, obviously.
Oh, Sir Richard.
How'd you know?
I didn't, I just guessed. And I see I was right.
You're so clever. Even I never got to Oxford.
Well, someone has to. And Sir Richard is well known for being a randy old goat.
Yes, isn't he just? Now, to the members of the board. I have decided that in the light of the unfortunate events of last week, that we should invest in a defibrillator and should, in addition, train certain key members of staff in its deployment. The cost of this, which I've calculated to come in at under £2,000, which is a minuscule amount of money within our company's current financial position, I hope that you'd all agree that this is required immediately, Sir Charles Smythe, blah, blah, blah. Please type this as an email, Hannah, and ask them to respond by Friday latest.
Of course. Who are you going to, send on this training jolly?
A few heads of department, and you, of course.
Me? Oh,
Well, of course, you're my PA, and I'm not getting any younger.
Oh dear, that's taken my mind off sex for sure.
Glad to have been of assistance.
2 weeks seems like forever.
It's just until the stitches come out.
I'm on heat. I just need satisfaction.
Well, we'll make up for it when I'm completely better.
I don't know if I can wait that long. Such a shame Mr. Tiddles can't step up to the mark.
You always have your...
I know, but it's not the same, is it? Oh, now I'm even more stressed because despite having hated first aid courses so much, I let mine lapse and Tony was too lazy to notice. Now I'm going to have to do another course to use a defibrillator.
I'd like to do a course on a defibrillator. Then I'd feel confident about using the one at the university. I mean, in my lab we have one. Maggie, the manager, thought it best, especially as one or two of my colleagues have seen better days.
That elderly gentleman with the terrible smoker's cough is probably a candidate for something to go wrong.
Stroke.
Oh, yes, please, stroke me here.
No, darling, I mean he had a CVA.
Oh, right, well, I know defibrillators are for heart problems. I learned that watching Casualty and stuff.
I'll happily come too if Sir Charles will let me.
I'll ask him. I'm sure he won't mind. I'll pay for you.
Thank you, darling. Now go to sleep and don't worry.
Oh my God, a week before we can have sex and an instructor like an Adonis. How cruel is fate. Oh, look at that arse like 2 eggs in a tightly wrapped hanky.
Pardon?
Oh, sorry, just talking out loud. I must stop doing that. I love your arse. Oh. Whoops.
Oh, thank you.
Hannah?
Sorry.
You want some bromide in your tea, that's what you want.
Have you got some then?
No.
Well, don't talk daft then. I'm going to sit right in the middle so I can take him in.
Remember to actually take in what he says rather than taking in him. After all, you're here to learn, not ogle.
I can do both. I can multitask.
Yes, like last month. Sending texts during sex is not good.
Well, it was an emergency.
Yes, well...
Right, if everyone would like to take their seats...
Remember, you have 2 other heads of department here, Hannah. You don't want to get a reputation, do you, even though Karen seems to think you've got one already?
Oh, no, that's just friendly banter.
Good morning, I'm Steve Jones, I'm your instructor. I'm a paramedic who spends some time teaching and some time out on the streets.
Oh, we can visit my street any time, baby.
Hannah.
Now let's get to know each other. Thank you all for wearing your name badges. That's very helpful. Hannah?
What?
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, Steve, I'm Hannah.
To the class.
Hi, class, I'm Hannah. I'm a PA to the CEO of a major software company. I wrote a steamy book called War Camel, and I'm married, and I have a son who's at Birmingham doing business studies.
Thank you. I think I've heard of War Camel. My girlfriend read it.
You've got a girlfriend? Oh, of course. How could you not have when you're such an Adonis? Sorry.
Thank you. Tim?
I'm Tim, and believe it or not, I'm Hannah's husband. I'm an assistant professor at the University of Weybridge, and I edit the Journal of Microbiology. Other information, ditto. Except the War Camel thing.
Right, I bet you wish you'd written it there, eh?
Oh, yes.
Got the ump. Sarah.
I'm Sarah Connor, head of marketing at the same company as Hannah. I'm married with 2 children, both at school, and my husband's a Navy SEAL.
Keith?
Keith Glover, head of IT at Morgan Patterson Fielding. Single, no kids.
Lee?
Lee, head of IT at the same company as Hannah and Sarah. Fiancé, getting married next Valentine's Day.
Congratulations.
A little girl, 3, Petal.
Is that a name or a term of endearment?
No, that's her name. Petal Blossom.
Nice.
Excuse me, did you say had a little girl?
Yes.
And you're not married?
No.
Well, it's none of my business, I'm sure.
Well, butt out then.
Camilla?
I'm Camilla Wells, director of a Christian think tank called the Morality Machine. I am married to a fine, upstanding man.
He's not upstanding all the time, though, eh?
Sorry?
You know, when you're having...
Sorry, Camilla. Hannah, behave.
Don't treat me like a naughty girl.
I will when I'm better.
Promises, promises.
Oh, dear God.
Camilla. Sounds like cami knickers.
I don't appreciate your attitude.
Well, get stuffed then.
Really?
I'm just flirting, having a bit of fun. Did you miss out when God was handing out senses of humour?
Well, what a lively group we have. This should be fun. Who's done first aid before?
Hannah, own up.
Oh, I did 4 years ago and I hated every minute of it. Is there going to be blood on this course?
No, this course covers assessing a casualty, resuscitation, defibrillation and the recovery position. No blood.
Oh, this just gets better and better.
Well, glad you're happy. Right, well, if you could all fill out the registration forms in front of you and then I'll take them in. And when you filled yours in, let me have it back. Ah, Hannah, do you want to give me one?
Oh, yeah.
It means the form you're waving at him, darling.
Oh, yeah, here.
You write fast. You must be a note taker. Will you be taking much down today?
Only if you let me.
Steve.
Yes, Tim.
Do you have any bromide about your person? Or a sedative?
No, sorry. Are you feeling nervous about the course?
I'm feeling nervous about my wife.
Well, between you and me, Tim, I always get my share of female adulation on courses. Oh, when you're gorgeous, you just get used to it.
Right, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, well, you may have to.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, come on, darling.
You're saying I'm not in the same league?
You're not the same species, darling, no offence.
Oh, none taken. I remember you said that next time you want sex.
I didn't mean it, it was just a joke.
What do I do with you, eh?
Whatever you like.
Now, to begin with, let's talk about incident management. When you come across an accident, there are certain steps you need to take. This makes sure that things run as smoothly as possible. Now, let's imagine you're coming into work and you see someone lying motionless on the floor.
I used to see that every morning. He was called Tony and he was my boss.
OK. Well, the first thing to check... Actually, Hannah, you've done first aid before. Do you remember?
I remember the course vividly. I prefer not to.
Well, what would you do on approach to a situation?
Assess it. And then if I decided to get involved, I would make the scene safe and then assess the person and get help.
You're good.
You better believe it. You want me to show you how good I am?
Well, you have. I'm very impressed. I bet you haven't done any since your course.
I do it every week.
What, first aid?
Sex.
Oh, right. Well, well done for getting the whole incident management plan whittled down to a few concise words.
I'm good with words. That's the upside of having a literature and drama degree. I love getting my tongue round things.
Do you?
Maybe later.
Hannah, don't be so embarrassing.
Sorry. When I'm excited, I sometimes say things that, well, I might not say in ordinary circumstances.
Right.
It's my fault, Steve. I had a minor op and I won't be able to do my duties till the end of the week. My wife's as horny as a rabbit and there's nothing she likes more than a good-looking man. Can't read the thing now, eyes watering so much. My wife's as horny. My wife's as horny as a rabbit and there's nothing she likes more. My wife's as horny as a rabbit and there's nothing she likes more than a good-looking man to throw herself at. She doesn't even know she's doing it.
Tim, you're embarrassing me.
Really? Yes, well, you'd know all about that, wouldn't you?
It's fine, Tim. Don't worry. Quite flattered, actually.
Well, in that case, I'm going to keep waving them your way.
What, your breasts?
Those two.
Now, let's look at the primary survey. A volunteer? Oh, thank you, Hannah. Look, just lie on your back.
And think of England. There I go again. Oh, you're so sexy, it hurts.
One more outburst or naughty words and I'm leaving.
Bottom.
Really?
Pretend to be unconscious, Hannah.
No trouble, I did drama at university.
Oh, lovely. Beautifully done. See, Hannah's all floppy.
Yeah, but you're not.
Unconscious people don't talk. Think drama.
OK.
Hello? Hello, Hannah, can you hear me? Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Close your eyes, please. Thank you. Now, I'm going to tap Hannah on the shoulders. Right, as she didn't respond, I'm going to shout for help. Help! Can somebody dial an ambulance? Because I'll need someone else's help to come along.
Oh, a threesome. Sorry, I just can't help myself today.
Now, I place one hand on Hannah's forehead and gently lift her chin. I'll look at her chest for 10 seconds.
Oh, you can look at it all you like. Do you want to do a double check that I'm breathing and put your hand on it?
Hannah, God's sake.
And then I place the hand that I had on Hannah's forehead under her chin and use my free hand to pat her down, see whether she's injured herself or wet herself. Oh, she appears to be unconscious, but she's definitely breathing. So whether I found anything else or not, my priority is to keep her airway open and help her to breathe. So I'm going to now put her into the recovery position. I take this arm and place it here. I take her other arm and holding her hand, I place a hand against her face and I hold her hand there.
She's grinning like a Cheshire cat that got the cream.
Always lift the far leg from the outside edge. Do I need to explain why? Anna, can I run my hand up the inside of your leg?
Oh, yes.
Well, I can. That's not the answer I usually get. Anyway, don't do that because it looks and is very intimate and you get a much better grip anyway from the outside. See what a good grip I've got?
I'm surprised you need one. Sorry.
So, let's run through the defibrillator protocol again.
It's great the way it talks to you and tells you what to do, just like a wife.
And remember, if you ever disobey it, it records the fact, and that could be used against you if your actions bring you to court. So remember, do as the machine says every time. The machine is in charge, and the responsibility for decision-making lies entirely with the machine. All you have to do is do what you're told.
Yep, sounds just like my wife.
Right, establish you need it, switch it on. Plug in the pads, stick them on the casualty and push analyse.
Analyzing now. Stand clear.
Tell everyone to stay back and keep back yourself.
Shock advised.
Let it charge. And then push the button. Now there's the shock. Start CPR. It will now count me for 2 minutes and then reassess the heart activity. Follow the prompts until the ambulance service personnel take over, but do not remove the pads. Even if you get them back, do not remove the pads. Just put the casualty in the
Recovery position.
Well done, Lee.
And go to hospital to get your defibrillator back.
Indeed, Tim. And make sure they download and print off all the information before wiping the memory card. Now, let's have a play with these training machines so you're nice and confident. OK, Hannah, Tim and Lee, you have this one and take turns. And Sarah, Keith and Camilla, you have this one and take turns. I'll be watching.
Are you calmer now you've used your, you know?
Bit. It's not the same, though.
God knows what Sarah and Lee think of you.
Oh, who cares? I had the flirt of my life. What a hunk.
Yes, reminder, husband present.
Oh, yeah. Of course you are, aren't you?
Oh, dear God.
Nice of you to come down.
My knickers nearly came down yesterday.
Why? Did the elastic break?
No, I went on my course.
Oh, yes.
And had the most gorgeous teacher, a paramedic, a hunk. He looked like he was looking for Baywatch and got lost.
Not bossy boots, then?
No, and I was a flirt until it hurt.
Great. And you passed?
Passed out. Nearly. Yeah, I passed. And Sir Charles was delighted. He's so happy he nearly keeled over. Which I hope he really doesn't do.
Well, well. First aider and defibrillator. No, just let me try that. Defibrillator. Well, well. First aider and defibrillator.
You say defib if you want.
I'll give it one more try, then I'll go on to defib. Well, well. First aider and defibrillator operator. What
technically our first aid certificates ran out last year, but Tony hasn't realised. I wonder where the company stands insurance-wise on that front.
Well, I could tell him.
No, I don't want to do another first aid course. Well, unless Steve's teaching it.
Well, I'd be the department first aider now you've officially elevated yourself.
The view from the penthouse is amazing. You can see the whole of Kingston and the river. You can see for miles.
I know. You gave me the grand tour. Quite an honour, as I hear generally Sir Charles doesn't permit that.
He'd do anything for me.
Tell you one thing, Hannah. We're all in safe hands, and timely too, as Sir Richard is back with us, having recovered from his little heart attack.
Oh, goody.
Look at that, Hannah. Brand spanking new, shiny case, all good to go, pads, battery, accessories. I'm so excited, I can't wait to see it in action.
I hope we don't.
Sir Charles. Oh, hello, Hannah. Have you had sex yet?
That wasn't on my agenda today. What?
No, Tim's off limits for another week. It's so unfair.
Oh dear. Hannah's feeling horny again, eh? Run for the hills, everyone.
Oh, very funny.
Morning, Sir Charles.
Morning, Sir Charles.
Morning, Sir Charles.
Morning, all of you. Here we are, our wanderer's return.
Charles, team. It's lovely to be back.
Good morning, everyone. Hannah, still straight?
Heavens, what a good memory you've got.
Indigestion?
Oh, no. You ate your breakfast too fast, didn't you?
No. Ooh. I only had a coffee. Still not 100%, I suppose. Oh, it's not nice having a heart attack, however minor.
Fantastic! We can christen the new defibrillator. Well, don't just sit there. 3 of you trained and Sir Richard's collapsed.
Right, I'll take charge. Sir Charles?
This is child's play.
Is he breathing? Check his breathing first.
If he is, the machine will know.
Analyzing now. Stand
I
clear.
have to give him the kiss of life.
No shock advised. Check for pulse.
What's going on? Have you gone mad?
You're alive.
Of course. I've had heart problems for years, you know that. Don't you remember? I had that little defibrillator sewn into my heart 6 years ago.
Oh, yes. Forgotten that. Damn, and those pads weren't cheap, you know.
Never mind, Sir Charles. I'll order some more and perhaps buy a training machine so you can play with your toy whenever you feel the urge.
Splendid, Anna. Are you sure you're okay, Richard?
Yes. I can't believe that you were prepared to resuscitate me.
Anything for a friend, old boy. This lot just sat there.
I didn't.
Look, let's all help Sir Richard up and find him a stiff sherry, what? And then we'll have our meeting, as always. Chris, how's finance?
Fine, Sir Charles.
Good. Thomas, how's legal?
Fine, Sir Charles.
Splendid. Sarah, marketing?
Well, our projections are excellent.
Good. Me, how's IT? Switched anything off on again this week?
Good, sir. All the systems are working fine and...
Wonderful. Finally, Sue, how's human resources?
Good.
Fine. Meeting over. Report to my desk by 8 o'clock tomorrow. Come, Richard, Annabelle. Time to take Tony for a round of golf, what? Do the minutes for me, Hannah. Won't take long. The next time we have an incident with all of you together, you as my PE will take charge. How's that?
Oh, fabulous, Sir Charles.
Of course it is. Bless you, Hannah. You're a wonderful PA.
And you're a wonderful boss.
Flattery will get you everywhere, eh? What?
Oh, Tim. These last 2 weeks have been hell. And then last Thursday when I thought I'd have to defibrillate Sir Richard. Shocking.
It would have been.
Yeah, I suppose it would. Oh, you were fantastic tonight.
Well, thank you, darling. So are you. It's true what they say about abstention, isn't it? It really does make it so much better when you finally do it again.
Yeah.
Why is Mr. Tiddles wearing a blindfold and earmuffs?
He was just too young for what we just did.
Ah. You've been listening to Sue Ford as Hannah, Robert Chantler as Tim, Caroline Palmer as Karen, Doug Neal as Sir Charles, Alex deSuys as Steve, Olwen Holme as Camilla, Joe Bartholomew as Sarah, Rob Day as Liam, Kevin Taggarty as Keith, Helen Neal as Annabelle, and Robert Hardy as Sir Richard. Other parts were played by members of the company. Highly Strung Hannah was written and directed by Robert Chantler. The audience coordinator was Matt Richards, and the producer was Victoria Lawrence. This has been a Free Theatre Company production.